right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Space Tomatoes podcast with your host, Havok.
LX, hello. I'm here.
Awesome. You're here. Hey, look at you.
Do I get a cookie?
Right. I'll throw you a bone.
Cookies sound good. I haven't had a cookie in a long time. I'd go for a cookie,
That's
right?
true, yeah. Nice cookie would
Some
be
ice
kinda
cream,
cool.
all the bad stuff. Right after the last episode, we're talking about all the bad food things. First thing we talk about.
Right. But this week I think it's going to be a pretty short episode. We kind of taking a little bit of a break this week. We will be back in full force going forward. But every once in a while, everyone needs a break from whatever.
Yeah, I got that email from the editor. He just said he's overworked and underpaid, and he needs a few days off.
Wait, I'm supposed to get paid? Who's paying me? Oh man! So how's your week going?
Good. Lots of rain. It's typical Florida cycle. So every day about 3 p.m. Thunderstorms roll in. You get a torrential downpour, and then by 6 or 7 it's sunny again. Of course, the grass is up to my knees already, and I feel like I just mowed it, and that's all I'm ever doing is mowing the grass.
Well, hey, at least you're getting rain. We went through a pretty significant period there. It doesn't seem like long, but when it's in the 90s, sunny every day, and we went through a period of like 6, maybe a week with no rain, 0. Yeah, things dry out so bad when that happens. And then, we've gotten some rain, very minor. Like, we got 10 minutes of rain today. So kind of wet everything down for, 30 seconds, and it was bone dry.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It could be much worse.
Hey, every day it rains is a day you don't have to be out there.
That's
watering.
exactly right. That's what I'm thinking, right?
That's a pretty good bonus right there, if you ask me.
All right.
Yeah.
Got my wife's birthday coming up tomorrow. Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday to Mrs. LX. Yeah.
Her mom gave us tickets to go see. It's a 360 Dome show in Tampa somewhere. I hate driving down there, but it's a Mesmerica. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not, but that sounds
it's like
cool.
it's like an hour long, like I don't know, some kind of graphic. It's like at the 360 theater at the Museum of Science and Industry, and they got a music thing that goes with it. I mean, I probably wouldn't have chose to go there, but we're gonna try it, see how it goes.
Oh, I think it'll be really cool. They have one of those Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles. Okay. And you sit down on the seats, and they're really nice seats, and then they kind of like this, and you're like looking up at this whole dome, and they just had some really cool stuff going on, right? Like some swirly stuff, and then it would go, and then the whole universe is just right over you.
The online reviews seem pretty good, so we'll give it a shot. It's just the traffic driving down there, and it's a little bit later in the evening, and we're pretty early birds, so.
Well, little caffeine, very little caffeine.
What's that?
It comes
coffee.
In coffee.
We don't drink coffee.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Well, I know, but you could just get a small and take a couple of sips, and you're.
I don't even like the smell of coffee. Yeah, no, I have no desire to drink coffee whatsoever. I mean, my wife does the tea thing, so maybe she can have a tea. She can drive.
Yeah. A tea. Yeah. There you go. Then you could just snooze in the passenger.
That's right. Yeah, you're like me. We let the women drive. I don't understand why, but
well, so we can make commentary, right? It's real primary reason.
Right.
Hey, watch your lane. Why are you weaving so much? Hey, you're cutting that a little close. Why are you turning like this? We got to make sure that we're we're helping.
I'm always helping, in air quotes, helping. Yes.
Yeah. They like it, I think.
Probably.
Provide.
That's why they keep us around.
Provide some relief. Yeah, right. for the driving commentary. Maybe. Who knows?
But anyway, so we're doing that. Yeah, I don't know. We put some cameras up around the house. We just decided that Prime Day thing was up, and my wife always wanted some security cameras, so we picked out a few, and I've installed those. They're neat. I mean, I'm not really expecting to see anything on there, but I guess if anything happens, we have them. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any of those or no? No.
No.
Do you have a reason why you don't have any? Oh, okay. Because you don't want to be on some Chinese company's video log or something? Because they're all Chinese companies, I think.
They are. It's not so much that as it is, a few things, right? Security is one, right? I don't, if someone hacks the cameras, they get a view into my environment without having to be there.
Well, we don't have any inside. They're just outside. I don't want one inside.
Yeah, but even still, right? They can, potentially, depending on where the placement is, track movements, track, lights going on or off at night. They can track, little things, right? The car pulling into the driveway, the car pulling out of the driveway, meaning someone's not home, little things like that. I have a few other reasons as well, I don't have a need for one really personally. I mean, there are areas I wouldn't mind having one, but I don't really have a need for one. And yeah, I guess if we do install any kind of a camera system, I might put one down by the chickens, so we could, get an alert or something when a predator goes by. Maybe, I don't know. At one point, we did want to set them up in the stall when Dora, one of our horses, colicked, and she was in the stall. Yeah, I mean, that was, we couldn't reach it with our Wi-Fi at the time because it's a little far away. Now we could potentially do that, but we don't have a real reason. There's no reason to watch over the barn like that. But yeah, I might. We've talked about it, but we have other warning systems that let us know when people are coming into the property or exiting the property, or if they're walking in certain areas or whatever the case may be.
Claymores?
So we just stick with that. Shh. Those are illegal.
The shotgun shell with a tripwire thing. Yeah, you have a few of them.
The mouse trap, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are actually effective, and from my understanding, they are legal.
All right.
From my understanding, because they're just a noise maker, right? You don't leave the shot in it, right? You cut.
Yeah, I think it's just the primer or something, right?
Yeah, and it's like facing the ground anyway. So when it pops, it's got not really any force, and if it pops it, off in an area that people shouldn't be, I think it's something you can do. I don't know for sure. Don't follow my advice. I am not a lawyer. I am not in any way, shape capable of giving you advice about that. Research that if you're even thinking about doing it. You might even want to contact someone to say, hey, is this going to get me messed up? So, don't take my advice. But my thought tells me it should be probably legal because it's just a noisemaker, but who knows, right? Interpretation of stuff. And again, I am not a lawyer. Do not follow my advice about pretty much anything at all without doing your own research and getting comfortable yourself and making that decision on your own, not on what I say.
How about digging a big hole and covering it with leaves and putting like sharpened bamboo spikes at the bottom? Is that legal? Oh, okay. just checking.
Not legal. I'm not sure.
Does it matter what state or are they any state?
I'm not certain on that. That again, I don't know for certain if it's completely illegal everywhere or what, but the few states I've lived in, for some reason that has come up before, and booby traps are generally a big.
I mean, we have pretty
no-no.
broad self-defense rights in Florida. I should probably check it out just in case.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's legal. Highly doubt it. But hey, man, if it's legal, back home.
I'm the one who would end up in the hole. So no, I think I'll pass on that whole deal too.
Yeah. Now, I think a moat is legal.
Okay.
Right? Like you
get enough room for a moat. That would be cool. You can do like a drawbridge. That would be awesome.
Would be cool. A drawbridge around a big moat and stock the moat with.
I could bring you a few
crocodiles. And
they sell them at Walmart here. Yeah.
Alligators?
I'm sure they think so.
Really?
No, but I mean, they should. It's Florida, right?
Well,
maybe they got some at the Dollar General. They got those everywhere down here. Like every 100 feet, there's a Dollar General store.
Aren't they just running around anyway? Can't we just go get one? I mean, is it against the law to just go get one?
Probably. I wouldn't advise that. Yeah.
In general?
Probably.
Or just...
Everything fun or, is illegal, it seems.
Illegal, or you need a permit.
Or, I mean, you get a fine. That just means it's legal for a price, so.
Well, that's just a permit. It's an unfiled permit fee.
Nice.
Yeah, right?
Where are we going with all this stuff, all right?
I don't know. Where do we normally go? Wherever we want. It's like Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah, everybody watching. We already talked about all the good stuff that we can't put on YouTube, but before we started, this podcast, so sorry about all that. We should have a.
We can.
What's that?
We can put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess we can. Maybe we have a special section for the people that want to subscribe to the extra spicy episodes. We should really just as soon as we get on, just hit that record button and I don't know. We'd probably be canceled by the powers that be. I think all the good stuff's before you hit that record button. It seems though.
I actually was thinking though that maybe. So I may actually add Telegram in as a platform and start a channel out there. And if, I don't know if people want to or not, but it doesn't take much more work to add one more, especially Telegram. I
don't even know what that is. I've never heard of it.
It's kind of like Line, but with a lot of different controls and a lot of features.
All right.
So, messaging app. It's secure-ish mostly. Nice. I would consider it probably one of the most secure of them. And that's not really saying a whole lot, until you get into like XMPP, which is open source stuff that is, pretty robust and very, very, privacy focused. But it also requires, good amount of setup, and it's, what most people would consider dead, right? And that's just because it's new and it's really for the geek out there. It's starting to gain some traction. I think it's a really good platform, but it's hard to be on a platform where it's like you and your three buddies that use it. You know what I mean? It doesn't make for a robust experience when there's very few people that you're connected with, right? But anyone interested in privacy, et cetera, privacy and security, I would certainly look at, XMPP.
I heard YouTube's going to be cracking down on all these digital creators that make a lot of AI stuff and using AI voices and all that stuff. I guess they're going to demonetize them. Not that I don't even think we are monetized in the first place, but okay.
We are not sponsored. We are not monetized. We get nothing from anyone except, we
get the love from all 34 of our subscribers, and we certainly appreciate that.
We do actually, yeah. And good point. Hey man, go subscribe. Subscribe. What the heck is wrong with me in that stupid word? Subscribe.
I don't know. What does everybody think
Subscribe.
about the new lights?
Go
Do you
ahead.
think the lights look better? Like I think they look much better. I need a lighting expert though. Anybody want to come do a setup for me? Let me know.
A lighting expert. I actually know a guy that does that, but he does stage lighting. But he could probably really fancy you up. But he's up
He'd
in
probably
New
look at
York.
our setups and be like, "What am I supposed to do with that stuff?"
If I asked him, he'd probably be willing to help, but at the same time, he'd probably be like, "Yeah, no, 3 lights. That's it. You want to light a tiny little? Yeah, that's not what I do. I do stage
Right?
lighting, dude. I mean, he could really set it up, but yeah,
It's
it's a
probably
big
like somebody
difference, I
asking me
think,
to do
probably.
a repair on their car and making me do it with their Dollar General toolbox that they have. No, I
Right?
think our stuff's pretty
Or,
decent for what we are. It's probably not
oh,
as nice
I
as
think so
the
too.
theater lighting, though. I'm sure it's a whole separate deal.
Yeah, and you see some of these people in podcasts and stuff, like the really large ones. Those guys have studio lighting. They've got their setup is extremely serious. Ours
Not.
is I would say I would say ours is mid to higher end of the consumer podcast area with some pro equipment, right?
You
Just
know what we need? We need to wait till the next election cycle and then get one of those people to spend all of their campaign contributions on coming on our podcast. They could build us a new studio and all that stuff. Get us a makeup guy and
yes. The problem there is they look at our reach and go, 30,
I can get you
all right, I'll give
34
you
votes
33
probably.
I probably not, because I'm going to tell people not to freaking
Right?
vote. But maybe LX will be the other side. Vote for this guy. I don't know.
Well, maybe we can play both sides of the coin. You can get like 17, and I can you can split 17 apiece.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? Or better yet, we can turn everyone into voluntarists that don't.
What is that? You have to tell me what that is.
Not
Okay.
today. But we'll table that. We can totally.
Does anybody want to hear about any of this stuff? Like, I would like to talk about this stuff, but I don't know.
Then let's talk about it.
Maybe next time.
We don't really ask for anyone's input before we put out a show, so I say we just talk about it, and people let us know if they liked it or not.
If somebody wants like more War Dragons or less War Dragons, I would ask that you put that in the comments. I mean, I know what my vote for is. Less, much less. But that's just my vote.
I think we've done a good job
trying.
so far.
I don't dislike. I like the people from the community. I'm just not into the game anymore.
Yeah, same. And so we like with Tyrax and with Jeremy, we brought them on, and even with Ark, right?
Oh, I love our guests. I appreciate our guests. Yeah, 100%.
Same. And we have discussed War Dragons, but I think overall it's been a very small percentage of the overall stuff in general. Like Ark, probably more like 30%, 40% War Dragons. Tyrax, maybe more like 20%. And then Jeremy, like 2.5%, 5%. You know what I mean? So I like it. I mean, I love the community. I like the people. They're good people for the most part, right? I mean, some problem children everywhere, right? But it's something that we did for a long time, and it's something that I still kind of near and dear to my heart as a time I went through, and the people that I've met and befriended. It's something that's kind of special to me. So I don't mind talking about it, but I certainly don't want to end up in a situation where we are, a War Dragons podcast. No, I have no desire to. I don't have enough to fill air with on that unless we started getting into Atlas politics. And I'd rather, and I mean this with all of my heart, I would far prefer to scoop my eyeball out with a grapefruit spoon to be honest with you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed for several years to make a podcast just complaining about pocket gems, like every time. So like I had that. I mean, that was the majority of my content. So I have no problem doing that.
Right, and it's also a lot easier to do that
When you're actually playing the games, right?
Right?
Like I don't know. It's
Right.
I'm just going by my past experience and complaining about the stuff I've complained about for the last almost 10 years. So
Right. It's kind of like the frustration just it's worn off, right? I mean, I don't want to go through that again, but I don't know that I can sit here and gripe about PG for longer than 5, maybe 10, 25 minutes max. After that, it would just be kind of like,
you'd think it would get old, but I don't know. I never really get tired of it. I could just keep going on and on and on about it.
Well, I think, all right, I don't know. My brain tells me at some point I would just be like, yeah, I just don't care enough about this to complain about it,
I mean, these guys, they get, 2 million viewership, weekly on their podcast, and all they do is complain about one political party or the other. And I don't know how they get people to come back, because that's all they do. We could do that. What if we complain about both or all of them?
That's what I was just going to say. I'm more than happy to come on and complain about one or the other or both or all. Politics in general, not just politicians just in general. I've got endless amounts of fire.
I don't even like politics, but I'll complain about something. That's fun. Complaining is kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't much like it either. In fact, I dislike it so much that I detest the fact that it's actually in existence and shoved down my throat on a daily basis. That bothers me.
The Anarchist Tomatoes podcast.
Anarchist Tomatoes, right?
From space.
They're space anarchist tomatoes.
That would be all right.
Yeah.
Did you get any cease and desist letters from any big pharma companies from our last week's episode at all? Oh, okay.
I did not, because I didn't think anything we said was untruthful, right? I mean, that's the thing, right? You would have to show that we're trying to cause harm or be malicious and saying things that were untruthful and spreading lies, right? Lies, rumors, and falsehoods, right? And when they're proven, it's kind of like, okay, so we're calling out stuff that's factual. I don't know what you want, right? So
maybe next week we could have a really exciting episode, maybe like raw milk versus pasteurization.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah. I would love to do something like that. I've actually done more research on that as well. I've got a lot of stats on that now, which is pretty mind-blowing and concerning. It's interesting.
Your friends from the government do not like raw milk.
My what from the government?
You heard me. Your pals at the letter alphabet agencies, they do not like raw milk.
They don't. And the odd thing about that is, okay, so just a real quick one. If you want to know how dangerous raw milk is, go look this up, right? Take your favorite search engine, use AI. I don't care how you do it, but go look it up. Find out why it is raw milk cannot be sold to a human being, but raw fish can, with just a little disclaimer. Now, follow that rabbit hole and find out how many people have been sick or killed from raw milk, and do the same thing on raw fish. I don't know. Something ain't happening. It doesn't.
But it's the thing. I mean, people get these ideas in their head. If you mention, like, on any platform, unless it's people that are already of the same mindset, if you mention raw milk, you're going to get 100 responses of, that's going to kill you. You're going to die. that's, you're going to catch a bacterium and your brain's going to melt or something. I don't know.
That would explain a lot about me, I guess. I'm
Right?
dead and I have a bacteria in my brain.
Yeah, I think people are just misinformed by a lot of things. And yeah, just like the food pyramid.
Yes. Well, it's like the whole fluoride thing, right? It's the same thing. People are misinformed. It's good for your teeth. Well, yes,
In small amounts,
is
sure.
truth to that, right? There is truth to that. But the reality of the situation is a neurotoxin. It is a toxic substance that comes from the byproduct of chemical fertilizer creation. Okay. Again, let me say that chemical fertilizer process byproduct that is toxic, deadly toxic. And the reason they took it and put it in the municipal water supplies is because they got busted dumping this stuff. People found out it's freaking toxic. You're causing big problems here. You've got to contain this and dispose of it in a way that renders it inert, right? Or contain it for long enough for it to become inert or whatever, right? And maybe inert's not the correct term there, but I believe that's what they're looking for. But again, we can argue semantics in the comments. Go right there. But what they ended up doing is they said, well, let's find out, is this stuff good for anything? And they're like, oh, hey, dude, it strengthens teeth. And they're like, no kidding. And they're like, yeah, okay, I got an idea, guys. Let's start a campaign. Get dentists to buy in on this. We'll go to the government, tell them it's healthy for teeth. We'll do some studies, find out what the optimal parts per million to drop into the water supply are. And then instead of paying for containment of this stuff and disposal and management and everything else, we'll just sell this toxic waste to the municipal water supplies, who will then pump it into the entire population's bodies. Okay. Now, you can argue, yes, it's so low, it doesn't. Well, it depends, right? Because a number of municipalities have been found to be over the limit that causes neurotoxicity and an IQ drop in developing children's brains, right? So, there's provable stuff. It was in a federal court. It came out. And so there was a big push to remove water fluoridation from water. And it's happened in some places. Florida is one of the places. There are some other areas, municipalities. I think Houston, Texas removed it. I think, don't quote me on that, but I think so. But there's some areas that have removed it. And now the current administration, rather than letting this go through the time and, not appeal it and just say, okay, and mind you, this has gone through appeals already, and it's been ruled on as being neurotoxic and causing, a reduction in IQ for children when put in the water supply. So stronger teeth, dumber kids. I don't think that's a good trade-off, but hey, not for my kids. Maybe for yours. If that's what you think is good for your kids, dumb kids with strong teeth, good on you, right? But the current administration is now saying, nope, we're going to appeal this. And, in my eyes, the only reason that makes sense is because of the businesses that will have to pay money to properly dispose of and contain this toxic chemical for, I don't know. And I don't even know what the storage time would be, but I'm guessing it's probably, in the, decades, potentially centuries of time before it could be considered safe in any way, shape, or form. If even then, I don't know. I honestly don't have that information. So, it's one of those things, right? We get told these things, and at some point we just kind of believe them. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, no, that's, oh, look, the food pyramid. You're supposed to eat your grains. It's a big part. That's what they told us. Everyone told us. This is the truth. No, it's completely backwards, and it's completely wrong, and it's screwed up our society, right? I mean, You ask any international country, what's the first thing you think of when you think of physique of Americans, and the word is probably going to be obesity. That's not a good look.
We won't even go down the rabbit hole of the history of commercially available peanut butter. That's a whole other story.
Oh yeah.
Are you familiar with that one? Have you seen that?
I've seen some information.
Yeah, no,
on
it's
it. Yeah.
kind of crazy. Maybe another day.
Yeah, about it. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna say let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you everybody for giving us a little bit of your time. We really do appreciate you. Remember, you can find us here on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, as well as iHeartRadio, and also on X now. As mentioned, we may set up a Telegram channel to put these videos out as well. If you are a Telegram user, leave a comment or something. Let us know. And then we may actually open up a chat group in there as well, so that our listeners can banter with us, and we can talk about ideas and topics for shows, guests.
If you want to be a guest, send us a message. I know we have an email somewhere. I don't know what it is. I forget.
Yeah, it's real hard to remember. It's Havok or LX at spacetomatoes.net.
There you go. Yeah, if you want to be on, send us a message. That'd be cool.
Yeah, or leave a link.
Leave a comment. All right. Thanks for coming by, everybody.
For giving us your time. Yeah, and remember, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this, have an amazing day.
See ya.
Peace.